Michigan has always been the home of innovation. We were the first to put the world on wheels, revolutionizing how people travel. But Michigan's aerospace industry is looking to be the next hub of innovation. Next week, AeroOne will bring hundreds of aerospace leaders to Michigan to discuss the future of the aerospace industry. Two of those leaders are Jeff Simic, the general manager of RCO Aerospace, and Tony Vernassi. So I was so concentrating on Vernassi, I messed up Tony. He's the Aerospace Industry Association of Michigan. Thanks for coming in this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
So, Tony, let's start with you. This is a conference people would typically think would be in another city. It's in Rochester. Why is it important to have a conference like this in Michigan?
Well, because, I mean, the industry is critical for national security, and the synergies between aerospace and automotive goes much deeper than a lot of people realize. It's been here since World War II. And, but when the war was over, the industry didn't stop there. The industry kept going. Automotive just kind of overshadowed it. But those synergies is what's allowed it to grow today. And today, by our database, we know of about 1,000 companies in the state of Michigan that are impacting the industry globally.
Now, that is impressive. Now, Jeff, Tony mentioned World War II, really aerospace and defense technologies kind of blooming here in Michigan. How has that kind of matured through the last 80 plus years?
Well, I think that, when it comes to a lot of the critical, like we make fan blades in Lansing, Michigan, Pratt Whitney, and those are highly technical, engineered, and from a process controls perspective, require automotive-centric repeatability and cadence. And so Pratt Whitney came and they built a plant in Lansing, Michigan that's making fan blades for obviously a very important element.
Very important,
of
yes.
Of the performance of the aircraft.
Now, you come from the automotive industry, like many people in this city. They work in the automotive industry. Are there some similarities between automotive and aerospace? Are there any kind of, transferable skills?
Yeah, no. So RCO Engineering and RCO Aerospace, we do both auto and aero. And we're AS9100 in aero, which is like a certification. And we're also IATF 19649 in auto. And we're kind of a unique company. And our employees, one day they're working on auto, the next day or the next hour they're working on aerospace business. So, it's the same trades, the same processes involved. Certainly there's different elements of regulation that are far much higher in the aerospace industry than they are as automotive. But I think the biggest thing for us and for RCO is the diversification. Because right now, with autos kind of having a low moment in the industry and in sales, our aerospace business, it doesn't matter what's happening in Michigan or the nation. Aerospace is a global diversification, and so that it's a global demand. And so it's important for us to have a diversified portfolio in our offering to the industry.
Now, Tony, there's going to be a number of guest speakers and a number of humongous companies here next week. Talk about those that are coming.
Yeah, so we've got Lockheed Martin will be in town, Airbus, GE Aerospace, Pratt Whitney, Eaton. All the big companies are here, and they're here because they know Michigan is the center of the industry for the supply base. Lockheed Martin has actually told me they know of about 650 suppliers that they have alone in Michigan. So this is the third year for the conference. They've come back every year. But this is such a big opportunity. If you think of the Airbus, the A320, very similar to the Boeing 737, comparable aircraft, there's 340,000 parts in that aircraft.
Amazing.
Yeah, so if you just think about that, and they've got a backlog of almost 6,000 aircraft, it takes them a month to build one. So the backlog is enormous. The opportunity is huge for the supply base here in the state of Michigan. So what we want to do is through our, we also have a charitable foundation, and through our foundation, we're looking to bring this opportunity to companies in underserved and rural communities here in Michigan to help them understand what it takes to be a supplier. And also, talent is everybody's challenge right now. And we want to help kids in these underserved and rural communities understand what the opportunity is for the industry for them as they think about their education, and bring that to them because it's unlimited potential right now.
Yeah, now is this conference open to anybody, or is it specifically for suppliers, or who is it open for?
Oh, no, absolutely. Just as an example, the first afternoon of the conference, we've devoted the whole afternoon just to talent. So we've got universities, technical schools, high schools, community colleges. We're all coming together. Students, we're actually going to have students on stage on a panel so companies can ask these students, what's your concerns, what are your needs and wants, what's it going to take for me as an employer to get your attention when you're entering the workplace. So it's all about talent just that first afternoon. So it's everybody, because it's the whole ecosystem, not just the manufacturers.
Yeah, we even have Dick DeVos, who started the Western Aviation Academy out in Grand Rapids. It's a charter public high school, and he's coming to kick off the talent show, the talent day of it. So it's going to be really cool. We're, the focus is really, how do we grow that talent pipeline efficiently and effectively? Because, career technical education is a hot button in the aerospace industry, and even automotive. And so we need the ability to bring career technical education sooner, make high school kids more relevant to industry sooner through the pipeline. And, so that's one topic that I'm going to be bringing up on Talent Day.
It's all about talent and keeping it in our state.
Yes,
so we can do that. Tony, Jeff, thanks a lot for dropping by this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Great.
Yeah, thank you.